Welcome back to the English Ease podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're going to discuss something many of us struggle with: why we don't feel happy.
And I'm Emma. We'll explore some of the deeper reasons behind this and talk about how we can make small shifts in our thinking to experience more genuine happiness.
So, why do we often feel unhappy, even when things in our life seem to be going well? The truth is, happiness isn't just about external factors like our job, relationships, or material possessions.
Exactly. Sometimes we focus too much on these external things, thinking they'll bring us happiness. But often, happiness is more about how we feel inside and how we manage our thoughts and emotions.
Right. One reason people struggle with happiness is because of negative thought patterns. We often fall into the trap of overthinking or ruminating on problems, which clouds our ability to enjoy the present moment.
Yes, our minds can become consumed with worries, doubts, or past mistakes. It becomes hard to feel happy when we're constantly thinking about what went wrong or what could go wrong.
Exactly. And when we overthink, we often ignore the positive things happening around us. Instead of focusing on the good, we let our minds get stuck in negative cycles.
Another reason people don't feel happy is due to unrealistic expectations. We're constantly told to aim for success, perfection, or a certain lifestyle. But when we don't meet those expectations, we can feel disappointed or like we're not enough.
It's so easy to fall into that trap, especially with social media showing everyone's best version of their life. We start comparing ourselves and feel like we're not doing as well as others.
That's a big one. When we compare ourselves to others, we forget that happiness is personal. What makes one person happy might not be the same for someone else.
Another key factor is lack of self-compassion. Many people are very critical of themselves, and this self-criticism can lead to feelings of unhappiness. If we're always focused on our flaws, we miss out on acknowledging our strengths and accomplishments.
Yes, it's easy to focus on what we've done wrong instead of celebrating our successes. Practicing self-compassion is about being kind to yourself, especially when you make mistakes.
Exactly. Instead of saying, "I messed up again," try saying, "I'm doing the best I can, and it's okay to make mistakes." This simple change in mindset can have a huge impact on your happiness.
That's so true. Another reason many people struggle with happiness is due to external pressures. Society often places expectations on us to achieve certain milestones by a specific age, like getting a good job, owning a home, or starting a family.
Yes, and when we don't meet those expectations, we feel like we're falling behind. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy, and we start questioning our worth.
It's important to remember that there is no perfect timeline for life. Everyone's journey is different, and comparing your timeline to someone else's can steal your joy.
Another factor is the idea of external happiness. Many people believe that if they have the right job, partner, or material possessions, they'll be happy. But true happiness comes from within, not from what you own or achieve.
Yes, while those things might bring temporary pleasure, they don't bring lasting happiness. Happiness is about feeling content with who you are, not what you have.
So, if happiness isn't just about external achievements, what can we do to cultivate genuine happiness from within?
Well, the first step is to practice mindfulness. Being aware of the present moment helps us focus on what's happening right now instead of worrying about the past or future.
Mindfulness helps you fully experience life as it happens. It trains your mind to appreciate the small moments, like a conversation with a friend or enjoying a cup of tea.
Another helpful practice is gratitude. Focusing on the things you're grateful for, no matter how small, shifts your focus away from what's missing in your life.
Exactly. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, we begin to feel more fulfilled and content. Even when things aren't perfect, there's always something to be thankful for.
And self-care is a huge part of this as well. Taking time for yourself, whether it's relaxing, exercising, or pursuing a hobby, helps you recharge and boost your mood.
That's right. When we take care of ourselves physically and emotionally, we're better equipped to handle stress and negative emotions, which makes happiness easier to cultivate.
And lastly, setting realistic expectations is crucial. Life is full of ups and downs, and no one can be happy all the time. But by accepting imperfections and embracing progress over perfection, we can develop a more positive mindset.
Absolutely. Happiness isn't a constant state. It's a series of moments and choices that we can create by being mindful, grateful, and kind to ourselves. So far, we've discussed how negative thought patterns, unrealistic expectations, and external pressures can keep us from feeling happy. Let's dive deeper into the role of emotions in happiness.
Absolutely. Our emotions have a huge impact on how we experience happiness. When we're overwhelmed by negative emotions like stress, sadness, or anger, it's hard to feel joy.
One reason we don't feel happy is because we tend to avoid uncomfortable emotions. We don't want to feel sad, anxious, or upset, so we push those feelings aside. But avoiding emotions only makes them stronger.
Right. Ignoring emotions doesn't make them go away. It only builds up over time, leading to emotional burnout. The key is to acknowledge and accept our feelings instead of trying to suppress them.
Exactly. When you accept that it's okay to feel sad or frustrated sometimes, it becomes easier to move through those emotions and shift back into a positive mindset.
And acknowledging your feelings also helps prevent emotional suppression, which can lead to anxiety and depression. Instead, we can practice self-awareness and emotional regulation.
Yes. Emotional regulation means recognizing your feelings and then taking steps to manage them. For example, if you're feeling stressed, you can try deep breathing or go for a walk to release that tension.
Right. And emotional intelligence is crucial for happiness. It's the ability to understand and manage your emotions in a healthy way. People with high emotional intelligence tend to be happier because they're more aware of their emotional needs and can navigate difficult situations with calmness.
That's an important point. Self-awareness is key to understanding why we feel a certain way and how those feelings impact our happiness. The more you understand your emotions, the better equipped you are to manage them.
Another emotional challenge that affects happiness is self-doubt. Many people struggle with feeling good enough, which creates a barrier to happiness. We often think we need to be perfect or meet others' expectations to feel worthy.
Exactly. This feeling of not being enough is very common. But the truth is, you are worthy simply because you exist. Happiness isn't about being perfect. It's about accepting yourself as you are.
Self-doubt often comes from comparison, comparing ourselves to others, especially in today's world of social media. We look at other people's lives and think they're happier or more successful than we are.
It's easy to get caught in the comparison trap. But the key is to focus on your own journey and stop worrying about where others are. We all have unique paths, and happiness comes from embracing your own.
That's so true. Another reason we don't feel happy is living in the past or future. We often think about past mistakes or worry about what might happen in the future, which prevents us from enjoying the present.
Right. This is where mindfulness comes in again. Being mindful means focusing on the present moment and letting go of the worries about what has already happened or what might happen later.
And it's easier said than done. We live in a world filled with distractions, and our minds often jump from one thing to the next. But practicing mindfulness helps train your mind to focus and appreciate the present moment.
Exactly. And even when things aren't going as planned, being present in the moment can help you respond to challenges calmly. You'll be able to deal with what's in front of you instead of getting overwhelmed by everything else.
Another reason we don't feel happy is because we ignore our needs. We're often so focused on pleasing others or meeting external expectations that we forget to take care of ourselves.
Yes, that's a big one. If you're constantly putting others' needs before your own, you can end up feeling drained and unfulfilled. It's important to listen to your own needs and make time for self-care.
That's why self-compassion is so important. When you practice self-compassion, you treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend. This means making time for activities that nourish your body and mind.
Right. Taking care of yourself, whether it's getting enough sleep, eating healthy, exercising, or simply relaxing, is crucial for happiness. When you neglect your own well being, it becomes much harder to feel positive and fulfilled.
And self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. By taking care of yourself, you can show up for others in a more meaningful way, and you'll feel more balanced emotionally.
Exactly. If we neglect our own happiness, we start to feel disconnected from ourselves, and that's when unhappiness sets in. So, focusing on your needs is one of the best ways to build happiness from within.
Lastly, let's talk about the importance of connection. Happiness is often found in our relationships with others, but we have to be mindful of the type of relationships we nurture.
That's a great point. Healthy relationships, whether with family, friends, or a partner, are essential for happiness. Feeling supported, understood, and valued by others boosts our overall well being.
But it's not just about the quantity of relationships, it's about the quality. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and encourage you to be your best self.
Toxic relationships, on the other hand, can drain your energy and contribute to feelings of unhappiness. It's important to recognize when relationships are harming you and set boundaries to protect your emotional health.
So, happiness is not only about focusing on yourself, but also about building meaningful connections with others who support and care for you.
Absolutely. When we cultivate healthy relationships, practice mindfulness, and prioritize self care, we create a foundation for lasting happiness. So, we've discussed some of the key reasons we don't feel happy, from negative thought patterns to external pressures and self doubt. Now, let's explore some practical strategies we can use to cultivate happiness and create lasting positive change in our lives.
That's right. Happiness is not something we have to wait for. It's something we can create through small, intentional actions every day.
The first strategy is practicing gratitude. One of the easiest ways to improve your mood and mindset is by focusing on what you have instead of what you don't.
Absolutely. Gratitude shifts our focus from lack to abundance. Even on difficult days, we can always find something to be thankful for, whether it's a warm cup of tea, a kind word from a friend, or the beauty of nature.
Right. One great way to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big things. Even small moments of joy can make a difference in how we feel.
Yes, and it doesn't take long. Just a few minutes each day can shift your focus and help you develop a more positive mindset. Over time, gratitude becomes a natural habit that helps improve overall happiness.
Another strategy to cultivate happiness is mindfulness. We've mentioned that before, but it's such a powerful tool. Mindfulness involves being fully present and aware of what's happening in the moment, without judgment.
Yes, and the beauty of mindfulness is that it can be practiced anywhere, whether you're eating, walking, or having a conversation. The key is to be aware of your surroundings and your own thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them.
Practicing mindfulness helps us focus on the present, which reduces feelings of stress and anxiety. It also improves our ability to enjoy life's simple pleasures, like a delicious meal or a beautiful sunset.
Another tip for improving happiness is setting small, achievable goals. Many times we feel unhappy because we feel stuck or overwhelmed. Setting small goals and accomplishing them can create a sense of achievement and boost our mood.
Absolutely. Small goals lead to big results. Whether it's learning a new skill, working on a hobby, or simply getting through the day, achieving small goals can give us the momentum we need to keep going.
And remember, it's important to celebrate those small wins. Giving yourself credit for progress, no matter how small, can help you feel more positive and motivated.
That's such a great point. Another way to improve happiness is through self-care. Taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally is essential for long-term happiness.
Self-care doesn't have to mean anything extravagant. It can be as simple as getting enough sleep, eating nutritious food, taking breaks or doing something you enjoy, like reading or listening to music.
Right. When we take care of ourselves, we feel more energized and able to handle life's challenges. And self-care isn't just about pampering yourself. It's about nurturing your mind and body to feel your best.
Exactly. And sometimes we need to give ourselves permission to rest. Overworking or overcommitting can lead to burnout, which makes it even harder to feel happy. So make sure you take time to recharge.
A great way to improve happiness is to connect with others. As we've talked about earlier, healthy relationships are key to our emotional well-being. Building meaningful connections with others can bring a sense of belonging and support.
And not just any connections, but supportive, positive relationships. Spending time with people who encourage and uplift you helps reduce stress and contributes to feelings of happiness.
Right. And it's important to remember that you don't have to have a large social circle to feel happy. Even a small group of close friends or family can provide the support and positivity you need.
And when you feel connected to others, you also feel more understood and less isolated. That sense of belonging can have a profound impact on your happiness.
Another important factor for happiness is positive self-talk. The way we talk to ourselves can either lift us up or hold us back. If we're constantly criticizing ourselves, it's hard to feel good about who we are.
That's right, but when we replace negative thoughts with positive affirmations, we can gradually shift our mindset. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, try saying, I am doing my best and that's enough.
Over time, positive self-talk becomes a powerful tool for boosting confidence and improving happiness. It's about being kind and compassionate to yourself, even when things aren't perfect.
And lastly, living authentically is key. When we're true to ourselves and live according to our own values, we feel more fulfilled and happy. It's easy to get caught up in trying to meet other people's expectations, but true happiness comes from embracing who we really are.
Exactly. When we stop pretending to be someone else and start being our authentic selves, we create a life that feels meaningful and true to who we are.
So, to summarize, happiness comes from within. By practicing gratitude, mindfulness, setting goals, taking care of yourself, and nurturing positive relationships, you can create a life that's more fulfilling and joyful.
And remember, happiness isn't a destination. It's a journey. It's about making small, intentional choices each day to live a life that brings you peace, joy, and contentment.
Absolutely. And you're already on the right path by focusing on ways to improve your well-being and happiness. Keep practicing these strategies, and over time, you'll feel more positive and resilient in all areas of life.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the English East podcast. We hope this conversation helps you reflect on the ways you can cultivate more happiness in your life.
Remember, happiness is a choice, and it starts with taking small steps to create a positive mindset. Keep working on it, and we'll be here with more tips and motivation to help you along the way.
Now, let's discuss the words used in today's conversation.
Ruminate. To think deeply or repeatedly about something, often in a negative way.
Emotional burnout, a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress.
Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage your own emotions as well as the emotions of others.
Overthinking, thinking too much about something, often causing stress.
Toxic relationships, relationships that are harmful to your mental or emotional health.